Good evening, folks. We're here with Cornmeal. We're on their bus. It's a little scary.
Well, you know, as a songwriter, when you get out there and you start playing your songs a few hundred times across the country or whatever, a lot of the meaning kind of dissolves after time, and it becomes more of an interaction between the crowd and the band, and that song generally gets left to the audience after a while.
It's a long, hard road. Well, you got your mind on mine. Been trying to break me since the beginning of time, 'cause it's a long, hard road. It's a long, hard road. Getting to the end, it's a long, hard road. But I'm coming home again. A long, hard road. I ain't been singing yet. It's a long, hard road. Woo! According to the end, 'cause it's a long, hard road. Well, you walk your line, 'cause I walk mine. Been trying to break us since the beginning of time, 'cause it's a long, hard road. It's a long, hard road. We get to the end. It's a long, hard road, but I'm going home again. A long, hard road. I ain't no singing yet. It's a long, hard road.
One of the things that make Cornmeal so special to me is the crazy amount of influences you bring to a show. Besides the obvious bluegrass and psychedelia, I hear like everything from ragtime to Indian music and electronica. Does one of you bring an idea to the band on what you want to do? Do you guys just all get together and figure out what you want to explore? Is there a yodeling song coming?
That would be nice.
The yodeling song.
We've talked about a sea shanty expo, kind of workshop.
It's a workshop. Sea shanty workshop for 2011.
If we make it back to Jammers, we'd love a sea shanty workshop.
Makes sense. But yes, everyone just brings a little piece of what they have been listening to or influenced by. I mean, all of our influences change constantly, from sea shanty to polka to ragtime to dance music. So.
But it can even go to where Allie's playing a certain scale, and Chris will hear that, and he'll jump onto it, and then all the rest of us will feel the same and listen to the same thing, and then all of a sudden we're going to this different, mode than what we were in before.
So sometimes it's not somebody consciously brings something to the table, it's something that happens just in the spur of the moment on stage that everybody responds to instantly. So sometimes it is premeditated, and other times not at all.
So it can just happen organically.
A lot of times it does. A lot of times it does happen organically originally, and then if we really like something, we'll keep it and
hey, what was that one cool thing we did?
And build on it and build on it. But I think that all comes. Your question really derives to the fact that we just have a very open mind about it all. We're not the kind that wants to box ourselves into a corner with the style of music we play, and that's really ultimately what it comes down to. So anything can filter in.
Sweet.
Sometimes bad, sometimes.
I haven't heard much bad. All right.
So you're admitting you've heard some.
It's okay. I don't heckle or anything. Black Smoke Rising is an indictment of the continuing use of coal and the destructive effect it has on the environment through its mining and just its release of the carbons and such. What made you decide to tackle this?
Well, I grew up in Northwest Indiana, surrounded by coal-fired power plants, steel mills, oil refineries, chemical plants, and the like. It's one of the every year it ranks as one of the top 10 worst counties in the United States as far as air quality. And our father actually passed away from cancer that we believe was contracted at least in part from the environment in which he lived his entire life.
You were inspired in Rollinsville,
in
Colorado,
Rollinsville,
seeing those
Colorado.
coal cars come out of the mountain.
Actually, it all contributes. My memory of it, and God knows if that's right, but my memory of it was sitting at the railroad tracks there on Kennedy Avenue at Main Street there and being stopped by a coal carrying train and just being stuck at a stupid railroad crossing and me sitting there for 15 minutes and saying, God, this is stupid. Why am I sitting here at this railroad crossing just so that we can burn a bunch of coal? Like, what are we, a bunch of cavemen? You know, I mean, I don't know, maybe I came back off the bus one day and I was a little frustrated and irritated or something. I don't know why
That
would
never
be.
happens.
But, you know, I got out there at this stupid intersection stuck by a stupid train and I said, this is all stupid. You know, really, the whole idea of it, the whole concept of just taking something that we dug up out of the earth and burning it so that we can have light, to me is kind of silly. And I think that in the 21st century, I know that there's technology out there that we could better utilize our resources without destroying the planet and our people as viciously as we're currently doing. So that's basically it.
Let's hear it for the paradigm shift.
It's a long, hard road to get to the end. It's a long, hard road. I'm coming home again. A long, hard road. I ain't been singing yet. It's a long, hard road. Yes, it's a long, hard road, but they're getting to the end. It's a long, hard road, but I'm coming home again. A long, hard road. I ain't been singing yet. It's a long.
You guys just broke 10,000 fans on your Facebook page. How important is social media to you in spreading the word of Cornmeal?
These days it's the only way to spread the word on Cornmeal, I think, especially when you're an independent band and you really rely heavily on your fans. It is the greatest way to connect, using social media to actually, it's great. All of us get to know a lot of our fans through these media outlets where, 10 years ago, you wouldn't know who your fans were coming up unless you personally were able to go out to every single show and shake the hands of every single person that ever came up. And this is a great way to connect with people in a very intimate level, with on your own time, basically. And it's wonderful. We hold it in high regards and really believe that the grassroots way is the reason why we're sitting here, and doing as well as we are, is because it's all been a social media form of one way or another, whether it's been, an independent marketing campaign of one such or another. But
It beats licking stamps.
yeah, it beats licking stamps.
You guys are rising superstars. So have you given any thought to the post-breakup, where are they now careers you're going to have? Is anybody going to own an ostrich farm or be a serial killer?
I'd be the farmer.
Allie has some land out in Elko, Nevada.
Don't tell anyone.
She's going to retire there.
Now, is that for ostrich or serial killing? All
I
right.
think a little bit of
Yes.
All right.
Just
both.
serial
In
killing
her
of
case, it's
ostriches.
probably a little bit of both.
I'm just gonna knit.
There you go.
Knit on her farm in Elko.
Yeah.
That sounds fine.
I think that sounds pretty good.
Air
I think we'll
conditioned.
all probably join you and we'll all be stuck with each other for life is what's going to
I
happen.
don't know. I think I'm going to follow the advice of this guy I met down in Florida last time we were there. He's reached retirement age and he's quitting his job and moving with his wife down to Nicaragua. And he's like he's just a step up above like beginner guitar player. But he's a singer and he likes his old country songs. He says, I'm going to go retire down to Nicaragua and become a troubadour and play guitar. And I figure since it doesn't cost much to live down there, I could probably live forever and not ever have to worry about a thing. And I was like, damn, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe I should do that now.
Do you guys have any running feuds or practical joke wars going with other bands? Do you break onto Moe's bus and short sheet their beds or steal Yonder's Skittles? Now, Yonder actually steals Skittles from bands, so...
That's why
by
we
the
don't
way,
carry Skittles with
I
us.
would-
Have you ever noticed?
Yeah.
We don't have
Notice no
Actually,
Skittles.
I will tell you this: we don't really have any long-term jokes, but I do try to leave, and this is a true story. I do try to leave bottles of bourbon for bands playing the next night that we know at the clubs that we play.
Bottles such as
Woodford Reserve.
Man, this
Yeah.
Woodford's
You know,
good.
and that actually makes me want to bring you more bottles less if you're just giving them away to the next.
No, we don't give Woodford Reserve away. It's
I mean,
too special. We
jeez.
give the
All
cheap
right.
stuff away.
All right.
So yeah, we've left bottles for Railroad Earth, for Trampled by Turtles, for
Green
Green Sky, Bluegrass, for numerous bands throughout the country. It's a fine way of welcoming them into a city after a long
So
time.
we were at Swanee and I'm on stage and Dave Simonette brings a gigantic bottle of bourbon to me on stage because the last place that we were at, we left a bottle for him and his band.
and it comes back.
Excellent.
And it came back like twice the size of the bottle you left
That's
there.
tenfold.
It grew.
Yeah. I'm gonna act like I care here for a second with the camera and stuff. All right.
Need a refined look under this.
And this is all gonna get chopped up, so don't worry
That's
about it. That is your refined look, dude. Totally, because that's scary.
Good, man.
Is there anything I should have asked you but didn't? Because I'm like just too lazy to look all this stuff up.
Do we have a hooker in the trunk?
Jeez, that came out pretty easy. It's,
No.
well, okay. Do you have a dead hooker in the trunk?
I don't have a trunk.
We don't have a
If
trunk.
we do, it should
Okay.
be there. Instead, we just put her in the engine compartment.
Okay.
Grind her up
Help.
and in the fuel tank.
Gonna start walking backwards slowly now.
Anyways, hey, you brought it up.
No, I didn't bring up the dead
last
hooker.
interview,
That came
you
out.
said that you brought it up. Anyways, is there any question you asked that you should?
No, is there anything I should have asked but didn't? Because I just don't know you well enough, or there's just some kind of
No, I think you. No, I think
You
you
have some
covered a lot
kind
of good stuff.
All right.